And we are back here at the final match to decide who goes to the World Championship from Korea. Will it be SK Telecom? Will it be the KT Bullets? Well, this game could decide it all. SK Telecom ahead 2-1 in this best of 5. If KT takes the game, they'll tie it up. Force that flying pick, game number 5. Or will SK Telecom win this final game and punch their ticket to the League of Legends Season 3 World Championships in just a few weeks over in LA?
It's do or die, really, for the Bullets, and they look pretty lackluster. Kakao really needs to step up his game.
Yeah. He had a rough last game.
He had a rough last game on one of his best champions, too, in Elise.
Yeah.
But the KT Bullets making some pretty questionable decisions in lane, and especially that double kill that Faker got that led into the Dragon afterwards was pretty devastating. And we've seen Score and Maffa look so good this week, but Mondu and Biglet just on top tonight, getting those early leads, getting those early towers, and kind of beating the KT Bullets at their own game right here.
Yeah. Well, the KT fans still very much in the audience, very much vocal and alive. And as we go into picks and bans for game number 4, we'll see if KT can fulfill those hopes and tie up the series. Here we go.
Zen and Vayne already banned Corki, Fizz and Vi taken out. So will they ban that Caitlyn? Will they ban that Shen? What is the last pick? Because if the Bullets don't ban Caitlyn, they may try and play Caitlyn again. But Shen it is.
All right, I've got to imagine that Caitlyn. And Ari, not a bad pickup either. Faker on Ari, we've seen that before. So many times.
Trying to take that Jarvan away from Bengi maybe this time around. But the Elise still up. And the Caitlyn the first pick. Now Score and Maffa had a pretty lackluster Zyra and Caitlyn lane last time. Zyra grabbed straight up by Mondu. He's been great on that this series. And the Elise for either Bengi or Impact. Don't know where that one's going yet.
That's true. All right. Well, 2 more picks over the KT side in what could be their last game in Season 3.
And this is a bit of a puzzler. I'm curious if they're going to leave the last pick at
What?
Syndra.
What? Are you kidding me?
This is because he really wants to win lane. So Syndra is a huge, huge lane bully.
Yep, that is true.
Fantastic in nearly all matchups in mid lane. You can really play hard.
Sona.
And Sona as well. So Caitlyn, Sona, they're going for that poke, that sustain.
I'm shocked.
What they're doing, the KT Bullets right now, they realize that they're losing these games in the laning phase. And so they are 100% going for these heavy lane champions. Of course, you have that Sona-Jarvan combo for the late game as well. The crescendo coming over the top of the Cataclysm, but Biglet will go ahead and grab Twitch, which has been his default, his fallback, and Bengi taking that Nunu. Now, the Nunu pick didn't work out for them in game 1 of the finals. The Bullets, with their fast push, forced Nunu into lane, and then SK Telecom just started hemorrhaging turrets, and KT Bullets won rather decisively.
Right.
So,
well, here we go. Everything on the line now. There's our final roster.
And Faker needs to pull out some plays. Now, they do have that pick composition. They do have that with Twitch and Ari and Elise able to set up those picks very nicely. And Nunu adding that little bit of late game punch. Now, Impact may have to build a little tankier this time because he needs to absorb that damage so that Twitch can get those blood-boiled spray and praise off if they do go for that late game 5v5 team fight, and Insect pulling out the Renekton as well.
Ooh. Yum. It's like he just packaged up some Korean barbecue and brought it to the studio. I like that. I'm going to take a break during the game and go and eat it. Well, here we go, guys. Our final roster, possibly for KT Bullets. If they can't pull it out here, that's it. Impact on Elise, Insect on Renekton, Kakao on Jarvan the 4th, Bengi on Nunu, Faker on the fan favorite Ari, Ryu on Syndra this game, Score on Caitlyn, Piglet on Twitch, and finally down support, Maffa on Sona, and Pumandu on Zyra. The last stand for KT Bullets. Can they tie it up? Let's get in the game and find out. This is it. Set 4, SK Telecom versus KT Bullets. The team on your screen right now, one game away from going to the World Championships for Season 3.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을
And Bengi.
환영합니다.
Couple turrets going down.
Wards.
Couple wards going down. I was just speaking about the future. A couple turrets going down at some point in this game, so you need to let me finish my sentences, Christo. Come on.
All right, well, Impact and Piglet go again. They find
Oh,
Insect
Insect.
early.
Yeah, they could catch him a little bit here. He needs to run.
Is chasing him off.
All right. A little bit of damage.
So, SK Telecom, throughout the group stages of Champion Summer, used Nunu quite a lot. And they did it to some pretty devastating effect considering how well they did in the groups. But when they debuted this pick just a week ago against the KT Bullets, it really fizzled because Nunu is just not very good at being in lane with other junglers. So if you get that 2v1 and you can force Bengi to appear in lane where he can't use what Nunu is good at, which is counter jungling, trying to control the enemy team's buffs early on in the game.
Yeah.
And he's not good at wave clearing. Of course, he has that consume, but longer cooldown on that one. He only takes a chunk out of one minion. So, KT Bullets with their fast push really shut him down. But SK Telecom, yeah, they really want, they really need to make sure that they can keep Bengi in the jungle. And that's going to be hard because the KT Bullets, again, when they went into this game, they realized that over the past few games, even the game that they won in game 1, they were losing lane. So what do? They take Renekton, big lane bully, prop him up with an Elixir of Fortitude. They take Jarvan away from Bengi, and then they put Ryu on Syndra, trying to make sure he wins lane, and then there we go.
Oh, Faker already getting jumped on here. A lot of damage coming in.
And look at that, already. Ooh. They're just trying to win lane.
Yeah.
Kakao coming off one buff in order to do that, so not even clearing that blue before he comes in. We don't usually see that from Korean junglers, but they are really going hard this game. And Faker starting with the boots to more effectively dodge those dark spheres. Impact taking a while to get into lane and score him off a pile the wave.
And look at this, Bengi's just going to come up and harass Insect before he gets back into lane. And that's going to help SKT put some pressure on a turret possibly.
Yeah, especially since he doesn't have that Doran shield either, so he's going to have to use potions to repair that damage. Bengi staying very close to that lane right there. A ton of experience lost by Insect so far.
Yeah.
But he has got a good ward, so Bengi not going to be able to leave. Now he just pops out. But you can see they're dragging the minion wave all the way over there right now.
Yep. What a huge minion wave they have already, and a cannon minion in that one as well.
So,
oh, man.
Yeah, well, it didn't work out exactly as they wanted that. So they pulled their own cannon minion over there.
Yeah.
So they lost actually a lot of potential damage on the turret by doing that. But
oh, well. Oh, well. It's a good idea. It's a thought that counts, Monte Cristo. Of course. And Faker with Ryu in the early stages of the game. Now Biggie coming down the spot lane to help out Impact a little bit. Like you mentioned, not the best wave clear between these two. And Kakao may be coming in from behind here.
Early snowball, though, taking out that attack speed from Score. Making it a little more dangerous for him, and they can't go in.
Hello. Bengi walking right into Kakao. And yeah, Kakao's going to make a run for it. A little bit too far behind enemy lines there.
And the ward's about to expire for the KT Bullets in SK Telecom's jungle as well. So they're not going to have that same safety that they had previously with Kakao playing aggressively. But they are keeping Bengi there, and that's how it should be going. But at the same time, the Insect got delayed so heavily up in that top lane. You can see he's out of potions. He had to pop that Elixir of Fortitude. He continues to get harassed by Zyra and the Plants.
Yeah. Zyra and the Plants. Sounds like an 80s band if I've ever heard of one. And Ryu. Really good wave clear on Syndra, but a little bit vulnerable to ganks later on. If you miss with the knockback, then she's a bit vulnerable.
And Impact heading back into the jungle right now. Just seeing what she can do, and look at this. Impact coming up to the mid lane, maybe trying to grab some wraiths as they spawn. As Insect continues to get lower and lower, Expunge doing some work on him. Impact maybe coming up for a powerful gank here. This is an interesting decision.
Yeah.
So because they see Kakao up in that top lane right now, they know that if they can get a 3-man gank down, there's an option. And since he's not going to be able to do anything in the bottom lane with Score and Mafa freezing the wave right there, might as well try and make a play if he can.
Oh, Impact coming in. There's the charm. They catch Ryu. Ryu solo. Ignite ticks down. Can they finish it? The flash. The cocoon. They got it. Impact gets first blood on Ryu. A crucial first blood for SK Telecom.
Yeah, very, very nice setup there from SK Telecom with the charm. It hinged on Faker landing it. They got the skill shot, but they recognize that, well, Impact isn't going to be making much of an impact in this bottom lane right now with the current state of affairs. And so using that time instead to give Faker an edge. And even though we did see Impact pick that one up, does give him an assist, will help him just out just a little bit here in the laning phase. And this is already foiling KT Bullet's plans for this game.
A little bit.
And that turret's very close to dead in top as well by now.
Yeah, I would imagine. Insect taking more damage here. He does have his boots, he does have pots, but man, that expunge. A lot of damage early on.
He does have a level advantage on Impact though, because he has been able to stay in lane, and because the wave has generally been pushed up into that turret, he's gotten that little bit more experience.
Right. And okay, so Kakao, going back to his part of the jungle. That turret very, very low. They tried to wrap up Insect, do enough damage to push him on a lane, but may not even take that long. Insect so low.
He's trying to see if he can hit 6, I believe. We don't see his XP meter right now, but he's going to have to back off.
Yeah, this isn't going to work. And there's the first turret going for SK Telecom as well. And KT, they cannot feel good about the way this game is going so far.
No, although they are piling another wave in bottom, they will be able to make a hard push onto that turret, but they got to do it quickly. Well, they don't have very many creeps, but they will be able to probably take this tower. Or something very close to it. We already see Piglet and Mondu coming back. Nice zoning there by Impact, actually.
Yeah. No kidding. Wow. The turret lives a little bit longer anyway.
And with that, it's a race to see if Mondu and Piglet can get here. You can see Score and Mafa pushing as fast as possible. They know they've got a timer, but they do have a cannon minion, fortunately for them, but they are going to back off right here.
Yeah, they should be able to get the turret at some point soon.
They're playing very conservatively. Coming back up to help with this blue buff. Make sure they can secure that. Ryu in desperate need of a little bit of a boost here. Will they go for an aggressive dragon play? It looks like they will.
Yeah, I think they are. And
Insect has level 6 and Impact. So this is a great call from KT Bullets. So you can see how this works right now. They know that because Impact made that gank, he's not going to have that. He's not going to be as high of a level. They have great dragon control with that ultimate coming out of Renekton, because he doesn't need items to do a whole ton of damage with Dominus in an early team fight. And that 8-minute dragon is a staple of Renekton and Nasus compositions, generally speaking. So a solid rotation there and a good choice to keep the KT Bullets in this one.
Well, the gold pretty even up now after that. A little bit of positional advantage because of the turret for Mondu. And now Mondu and Piglet pushing this bot lane.
Yeah, I love that decision that they made. Impact being down a little bit. So they reacted very nicely to the situation. They said, well, that sucked.
Yeah.
Giving up that first blood, that sucked. But what can we do as a result of this? And the answer was, just go ahead and take that dragon.
Might as well,
knowing the strength of their team composition and executing it quite nicely. So now, Kakao coming down here, trying for a lane gank so that they can actually shove this tower. They need to make a play here. They need to get this turret and start pushing the game into their favor.
Yeah. Piglet and Boot just holding their own. CS pretty even between these two guys. Now, Bengi all the way up in the top jungle. Kakao, though, looks like he's not going to go for it. Yeah. Changing his mind. It's tough to get those lane ganks on Zyra because you have such a long range on the seeds. It's tough to sneak up on the Zyra.
It is. And a little bit of harassment going in right there. But Mondu really zoning Score and Mappa off the wave right there will cause him to recall right here. Score not opting for double Dorans, instead going straight into what appears to be a Vampiric Scepter. And he'll finish that one off. So it looks like we are going to be seeing that Bloodthirster static Shiv build from Score.
Yeah.
But again, we saw it last game. It's very effective if you are ahead. And Impact and Bengi, oh, they are reading him like a book. They know Kakal's there from the ward.
Yeah, Faker pushing up really far. Looks like Bengi not going to take the bait, though. Or Kakao, rather, not going to take the bait just yet.
Now, there's a lot of questions, I think, about where Impact and Bengi are on the map right now, so no need to make a play.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're trying to right now in the mid lane. Faker, though, there's the Spirit Rush. Charm misses. Kakao having to flash out of that one.
Insect's coming up as well. They do have to be a little bit careful. Insect doesn't have a lot of items, but he does have Dominus, and that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, Faker coming in. They're going to try to do something. Impact gets knocked up. There's absolute zero. Bengi knocked out of it. Kakao very, very low. Oh, they do get Kakao. Insect just cannot fight this. Oh, he may be able to with Mafa, though. Mafa, flash crescendo, air balls! Oh, no.
Now, that could have been a great chance to turn that one around. Ryu didn't even use Unleashed Power. Insect still going hard, and they're going to transition to pushing this. You see Score joining them in that mid lane. They think they've taken out enough damage. Faker not with a lot of mana right now.
He's got to back off. He's got to back off. Yeah, like you said, he's way out of mana. Insect very low here. Insect needs to back off too. Add some curses. There's a great charm onto Ryu. Another kill for Faker with nearly no mana. Wow.
A bit of an overcommitment right now, but Mondu doing a really nice job of turning that one around. Piglet and Impact pushing the lanes quite hard, though. So they are taking advantage. They're getting a lot of free farm as a response to this. Dangerous place. Impact was down on farm compared to Insect, but he's taken the lead all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And the advantages that the KT Bullets had are slowly slipping away. They can't fast push with this Caitlyn anymore because all their lanes have been shoved. But Mondu right there, with what a great turnaround.
Yeah, let's watch that again.
Yeah, Insect coming in right there. Couldn't quite close the gap and gets some damage out of the Impact. But indecisiveness, the name of the game right here. They knock Bengi out with the stun from Syndra. But Kakao going back in, but Ryu just flashes over the wall. So scared of Faker. Faker doesn't even have that much mana right now. And Mafa, that is a heartbreaker and maybe a game-changing play right there.
Yeah. Well, spiderlings don't dance. We learned that just now.
Yeah, and here we go, coming in again to that mid turret. Well, heading back, Piglet.
And bot turret goes out, and oh no, Ryu! Excuse me. Oh man, Faker's killing me too. Oh wow.
This is a disaster.
Yeah.
The KT Bullets have been figured out by SK Telecom.
Clearly.
You can see how they're controlling the waves around, SK Telecom's controlling the waves around the map to prevent the fast push. They know exactly how to defeat this.
You know, I'm still surprised about the Syndra pick. I get the idea, but like Faker is so good. He's mechanically so skilled that he's going to be able to get around the balls. He's going to be able to get around the knockbacks, and I just don't know about that choice. Faker, though, a little bit caught here by Kakao, and now comes Insect. Faker not going to make it out of that one. They do get that nice shutdown gold, but now here comes Piglet. Can they trade? Insect so low. They should be able to get this one. Insect trying to run away. Can he slice? Can he dice? No, not quite enough.
And right there, too, they tried to make a play on Faker because he didn't have any of his ults or anything up to get out of that cataclysm. Ryu, though.
He's so low. He's just so fragile. There's a flash from Piglet. The poison doesn't do its work. Piglet low as well. Oh, Mafa. Mafa gets taken down.
Bengi
Piglet lives.
With a beautiful block on the ace in the hole as well. So everybody from SK Telecom makes it out alive.
Incredible. SK Telecom doing what they do best, making the plays.
And, you know, the Syndra pick is extra dangerous because not a lot of people know this, but Syndra is one of Faker's most played champions in solo queue.
True too, yeah.
This guy knows Syndra lane matchups inside and out, so he knows exactly what to do with Ahri in order to survive, to take that advantage. And now Ryu, 0, 4, and 0 at 14 minutes.
What an absolute disaster. And now Insect getting caught with that charm again. Mondu locking him up. There's the exhaust. Bengi getting a little bit caught by the blue buff, but Insect does go down. Yet another kill for Faker, and he's not done yet. Nice move by Syndra, though. Ryu knocking some people back, but is it enough? It's already too late. Kakao coming in to try to get a cleanup kill, but a double already from Impact. And Piglet slows down Mafa. Mafa, can he get away? Piglet diving deep, and there's the double kill. 2 for the ace. This game's over, man.
It is.
I'm sorry, KT fans, but there's no coming back from this.
Yeah, it's really difficult in this situation, and all of the SK Telecom players just on the edge of death right there. It was nearly a good comeback attempt from the KT Bullets. But with all the pressure going down on the map right now, Faker backs off as he shoves another minion wave into the tower.
It would take some pretty monumental mistakes from SK Telecom at this point.
And you can say, yeah, it's only a 4K gold lead at 15 minutes. The problem is, it's 15 minutes. Faker already has DFG.
Yeah.
He can assassinate anybody at any time. So we also saw Piglet get a very early Blade of the Ruined King this game, which is helping him out immensely. Score doesn't even have his Bloodthirster yet.
Look at that fight in the jungle.
Yeah, so Insect gets caught out on the side, hit by the charm right here, tied up with the Grasping Roots. Faker moves forward, exhaust on him. Insect's not going to be doing much of anything. They do take down Bengi, but look at Score right here, gets popped up and then just bursted down. Impact coming over the side to finish him off with that Venomous Bite. Ryu on the run, Kakao trying to make something happen, but with Piglet there, full HP and Blade, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
KT Bullets are going for the dragon.
Yeah, Dominus pop. They do get the dragon, but will they pay for it? Bengi a bit locked up. Mandu knocked back. Ryu has to go on the run. There's the crescendo. Only it's Mandu. Faker has to go. There's the charm. It misses. Piglet doing a lot of damage, though.
Piglet.
Oh, they're so low. Ryu gets a kill. Piglet takes down Mappa, though.
King Piglet is too much of a monster. Insect there,
He's
though.
huge.
Faker
He's
coming
huge.
over from the side.
Oh, Piglet ace in the hole. Doesn't finish him. Immortal Rat. I don't understand it, man. This rat was trained by Splinter, apparently. Reverse Ninja Turtles here.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
And now the pushing begins as well. And when you have that blood boil, that pushing goes pretty darn quickly. So the Dragon, KT Bullets do secure that one. Kakao gets the objective with the smite, but loses a tower in return and loses some more champions. And it's just that the kills are all on the right people for SK Telecom. You've got 5 kills. Now they had kept Impact down early, but now he's just out of control, close to that Sunfire Cape. His split pushing potential going to be pretty huge, and Insect so far away from being able to deal with a duel situation.
Oh, Ryu doesn't get hit with the cocoon. It doesn't even matter. Insta-gibbed. Yeah, it's not. Oh, wow, he's not done yet. Faker coming in. Things Faker does. Wow.
So, yeah, again, it's not about that gold lead. It's about the big power spike that SK Telecom gained from having the gold lead at that specific time is allowing them to absolutely dominate the KT Bullets in this game.
It's not just a gold lead. It's who the gold went to, and it's what they bought with that gold.
Yeah, these are champions that once they get those 1 or 2 critical items, huge edge. And Score finally picking up that Bloodthirster. Still got to stack it up, though. And he's nowhere in the same league as Piglet in terms of damage right now.
Yeah. Faker mercifully recalling. I'm sure he could probably kill Kakao in some way at this point.
Binkward's coming down as well for SK Telecom.
Faker 4-1-9 already this game. 40 CS.
There are 15 kills in this game, and Faker has been part of 13 of them in 18 minutes. That is incredible.
Well, Kakao comes in with the combo, and Impact traps him in the Cataclysm. There we go, Kakao on the run, and Ryu gets knocked up. They're going to have to disengage. They're going to have to get out of here. Piglet there, though. Too slow, just barely misses a wrap-up Mappa, but not enough people there, namely not Faker there. Taking that blue buff.
But by forcing him back again and again and again, it gives the KT Bullets fewer and fewer options to push out their lanes.
Well, this is looking like a possible Baron opportunity for SK Telecom. They did force Kakao all the way back, and it looks like they may just bait this fight. No, they're going for it. Baron time. Insect does have his ultimate available. Faker, though, there's the charm. What in the world? How do you do that much damage for next? And another miss crescendo. Oh no, here comes SK Telecom. Does KT have any chance to score with some good damage down on Mandu? But here comes Twitch and Ari to clean up everybody else. Kakao coming over the top. And Kakao on the run yet again. Piglet with the ambush. Kakao not going to make it out. Another kill for the sewer rat. And Insect just deciding that he's going to go on a long vacation. Back to the Nexus yet again. Piglet. Ooh.
Oh, he picked the wrong brush.
Merciful Piglet. Oh, well.
Piglet not quite able to find Score right there, but it doesn't even really matter.
Not really so much, no.
And the KT Bullets, they have no damage right now. We saw Ryu go for that Athene's first. Syndra very mana hungry. Sometimes you need that item to sustain and actually farm up in lane.
Usually you need that item.
Yeah, and Score with the very late Bloodthirster compared to hit the opposition right now. They can't even kill anybody, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And you've got Impact, who is going a little bit more on the tanky side, does have that Sunfire cape. And even the Haunting guys, you know, gives them a little bit of health.
Man, Ryu, 7 deaths in 20 minutes. That is harsh.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a game that is really going to haunt Ryu for a long time. A bit of a surprising pick in that just an absolute nightmare in game. And
it's
that
really,
does not
it's
feel
extra
good.
surprising to him because he played so well all this week. He carried so hard.
I know, and I just really feel like the Syndrome is a mistake. It just, you know, and
hard to argue with that now.
I guess, yeah, I mean, it's easy to say that now, but going into it, I mean, you just know that Faker's going to be able to handle that in lane.
I think.
Here we go. Well, they're going to catch Piglet. Can he get out? There's a flash. He's going to be able to escape just fine. He didn't leave immediately, but it's like, well, there is 5 of them. Whoa, goodbye, Sona. That was a short song. And SK, whoa, Faker coming in again. The double kill immediately onto Ryu. Insect very low. Triple kill. Oh, is this the setup? Oh, I don't think he's going to get the penta, but still, there's a Cocoon barely not hitting score. And they're just going to push. This is going to probably be an inhibitor. Watch how fast this turret's going to die. Oh, man.
Yeah, Piglet right now already has that Phantom Dancer, Blade and Dancer, and
Surrender. Oh, what? SK Telecom on the back of Faker and the rest of them. They are going to the League of Legends Season 3 World Championships.
And there they are, partying already. They won last week, another best-of-5 victory over the KT Bullets.
Yeah, this time even quicker, 3-1.
And Koma, their coach, coming into the booth, hugs all around, smiles, but a devastating defeat for the KT Bullets. They almost ran the entire gauntlet here.
It's a heartbreaker, and I mean, if you think back to last year, Najin Sword, we saw them do the exact same thing, run the gauntlet, but they succeeded. They beat Blaze to go to Worlds last year. KT coming so close, but just not able to do it. Cacao heartbroken. A lot of KT fans in the audience too. A couple tears. It's a tough moment for KT. They have had a fantastic season, but 2 times in 2 weeks falling just short of where they needed to be.
Well, I mean, they didn't look as on form tonight as they did in the last couple of days, but with so many games that they played in the past week, they played, what, 4 best-of-5s in 1 week?
Really to come in and take out both CJ teams again the way they did this week. A Herculean effort, no doubt for KT. But it's all about SK Telecom right now. And man, anyone else in that group has got to be shaking in their boots right now.
Yeah, they'll be in a group with the Lemon Dogs, the China 2nd seed, Gaming Gear, and TSM.
Yeah, well, interesting.
So they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in that group. SK Telecom has had an absolutely stellar summer season.
Yeah. Wow. What a last couple months for these guys. Winning Champion Summer, getting their ticket to Worlds now today. Incredibly good stuff, and an incredibly important step in the legacy for this esports organization. They have been dominant in other games in the past. It looks like League of Legends is not going to be any different.
And man, Faker playmaker, that last game, putting his team on his back, carrying really hard. Impact also making a great decision to use his time to gank in that mid lane to get first blood instead of just getting zoned off the creeps. That really paid off for SK Telecom, taking that risk, but we said it before the game. SK Telecom wins by making plays. That is how they get their victories, and they have a lot of confidence in that aggressive style and pulling off some very impressive mechanical plays to take the game and really get a big advantage. So.
And I mean, frankly, in my opinion, I think all the teams from Korea that we have going to Worlds are really strong, but I think SK Telecom is probably the strongest out of the 3.
They are
right now.
They are terrifying right now.
Yeah.
So, of course, Samsung Galaxy Ozone, formerly known as MVP Ozone, a strong team as well. But I do think the meta of the patch 3.10a has shifted power away from Ozone because he really shined on those tanky initiation top laners just like Insect did. And Impact, I think, is a much more versatile top laner. I don't think he was as good as those engaged champions, but it's the right time for SK Telecom, I feel, in that situation. If you compare them to Ozone, and with the way Piglet and Mondu have been playing recently as well, they can certainly match up with Mata and Imp. So, and Dodge and Black Sword, we haven't seen them in a while, so I don't even know what to say about them.
That's the big wild card, yes. What is Sword going to look like when they get to Worlds? I can't wait to see those games. SK Telecom 3-1 over the KT Bullets today. They're rushing over for the interview.
That's right.
Speaking of interviews,
we will have one with SK Telecom right now.
Yep.
And of course, our translator, when he's not busy being a mythological monster in Latin America, the Chupacabra, we call him Chobra. Here to bring you the words of Faker, Piglet, Mondu, Impact, and Bengi.
That's right. More info for Season 3 World Championship on your screen right now. It's going to be a fun event. It's going to be cool to watch the games. Looking forward to that. And man, it is coming up fast. There's not a very long wait for that.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Starting very, very soon, and it's going to be exciting. Those group stages are exactly where SK Telecom will land, so they're going to have to run through the entire tournament in order to make it to the finals. No bye for them. That goes to Black Sword.
Yep, that's right. And there we go. Now we've got another team added in. Najin Sword, Samsung Galaxy, Ozone, and SK Telecom. T1 from Korea. And we'll find out who those two teams from China will be. And then at that point, we'll know everybody that's going to Worlds.
We will. And then the guessing can begin.
That's right.
The predictions.
And there you're going to be writing up a storm.
I will be.
Yep. Well, it's going to be a very interesting World Championships this year, and it's kind of cool to get to this point too for me personally, because my very first live League of Legends match in Korea was the final match to decide who went to last year's World Championship, Sword versus Blaze. So I feel like I've come full circle now with this one. And there we go. Some of the groups, as you can see, in Group A, China Seed 2, Lemon Dogs, SK Telecom, T1, TSM, Gaming Gear. Group B, Samsung, Galaxy, Ozone, Team Mineski, Gambit, BenQ, Fnatic, and Vulcan. And of course, the seeds into the brackets, China Seed 1, Cloud9, Gamania, Bears, and Najin, Black Sword. Although in all our new graphics, it's just saying Sword, so did they drop the black again?
No.
Who knows?
It's just too long for the box.
It is too long. They need to drop that.
Well, it was part of their rebirth as a team.
They're reforging,
They're reforging with Expression instead of Mach Noon.
The fires of NLB.
Well, they've had a lot of time to change.
Yeah, they have.
Bray and Kane still a very strong lane for them. Expression capable of carrying from that top lane, so
yeah,
they see some moves from him as well. They're kind of an X factor, I'd say, going into this one.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And now it really is interview time. I'd say take it away, Chobra.
All right.
Or maybe your microphone's just going to be off.
And I'll keep on talking until
you gotta put him in my headset.
That's right, that'll work.
There I am.
There
Now I
you
can
are.
hear myself too.
Welcome.
Great. Yeah, so I was just looking at the groups, and we now only have one Korean player who was at All-Stars going to Worlds, which is Prey. And Najin Black Sword is also the only team that has competed in the West from Korea that is now at Worlds. Because if KT had gone, that would have been different with INSEC and also KT both having broken that with two players and two teams. But let's see what they have to say. This is, of course, Faker, the mid laner.
I'm going to toss his hair a little bit.
You know, the World Championship was, of course, always our end goal. And you know, if we win this, we knew we were going, so it meant a lot. And it's the first time we're going to be competing internationally, so it's a new experience. But we'll make sure we go and give our best, bring back good results. And of course, that's what everyone's hoping, especially SKT fans.
KT 블레츠는 그 멤버가 되게 5명이 다 잘하는 멤버라서 호흡만 맞추면 정말 강력하다고 생각했기 때문에 그래서 KT가 강한 것 같고요. 저희 팀은 근데 멤버가 약간 좀 더 강한 것 같아요.
KT rocks their bullets. Well, Bullets is a team made of 5 great players. They're really strong players, and so they're a brilliant team if they can just match their teamwork together. If they can just work well together. Compared to them, for us, we just have stronger members. So it makes us a stronger team.
유튜브 조회수가 50만 좀 넘는 걸로 아는데 그 중에 한 10% 정도는 제 조회수가 아닐까.
Talking about his Zed play, he says, yeah, it had a ridiculous number of views already on YouTube. I'm pretty sure 10% of those is probably just me watching it again and again.
I think I contributed quite a bit too, yeah.
세계에서 제가 좀 유명하다고 좀 들었는데 제가 좀
got awkward there saying it himself. He's like, so I heard I'm pretty famous internationally.
그래서 해외로 나가서도 국내에서의 화려함을 못해서 안정감까지 더해서 해외 나가서 더 열심히 하도록 하겠습니다.
Yeah, it's just a shame I wasn't able to compete internationally and show my skills on an international stage before. But having heard that, now I'm really glad I get to get a chance to go to Worlds and show those skills. I'll do my best. This is Mandu, Pumandu, of course. In terms of vacation, most teams take a vacation when they win a season of champions. It's a huge deal. You usually have a good rating. We only had maybe a day off over the weekend where we really just rested. And then we had to keep practicing and ranking our grades because we weren't sure who we would face if it would be CJ or Gates' team. We weren't going to know until the very end. So we had to keep practicing and preparing very hard for this game. And it shows.
이번에 만약에 진출을 못했다면 억울했을 것 같아요. 네.
저희가 두 팀 보냈으니까 최대한 저희가 안 가면 좀 많이 억울하고 그랬을 것 같은데.
네.
Mandu says, well, we're kind of responsible for sending the other 2 teams to Worlds too, so it would be very regrettable if we didn't make it either.
얘기도 한번 들어보겠습니다.
So I'm glad we did.
Speaks the truth.
많이 기쁘실 것 같은데요.
For those of you guys who don't know, because we work on a circuit point system, that's how it works out. And if you look at the past records, you'll kind of figure out why Mandu is saying that.
이번에 진출하게 돼서 정말 기뻐요.
네. 그 지난 결승전하고 패치 버전이 다르잖아요.
Has been having more and more presence as time goes on for SKT. He also was just saying, really glad we get to go to Worlds,
이게
go to the international
바뀐
scene.
거랑 자크 하향당한 거 말고는 별로 없는데
네.
전 솔큐를 많이 돌려봐가지고 이미 적응이 됐었어요.
In terms of the new patch, I think the 2 big things are Zaxner and the Triforce, the Trinity Force, which of course are very big, but he says, I was playing so solo queue that I knew how to deal with that.
네. 네, 짧게 할게요. 네, 그러면 자크가 너프돼서 확실히 좀 이제 자크는 아니다라고 생각하시는 거예요?
그건 아닌데 그게
네.
앨리스 상대로는 절대 좋은 픽이 아니에요.
Asking
그게 아마
about
자르반 탑 앨리스 정글인 줄 알고
of
뽑은
course,
것
Impact
같은데
famous for saying
앨리스 탑한테는
during
자크가
the
너무
finals,
약해요.
picking Jabba and saying anyone can play
네.
Zac. He
그래서
says,
좀
Zac's nerf doesn't make him bad, but against the Least right now, it's just not a good pick. You
한 번도 해외
don't want to play
대회
Zac
SKT1이
in that, so I don't mind giving him Zac. I know I can play Elise.
걱정되실 것 같은데.
그래도 지금 이 경기력으로는 충분히 해외 팀을 다 이길 수 있다고 생각하고
네.
이길 수 있다고 생각해요.
I believe, and this is the I believe that with
그게
how
원래
we played today,
CLG였는데 CLG가 탈락해버렸어요.
네.
if
그래서 다시 한번
we just go play like this,
다시 한 번이 아니고
then
만나고
we
싶은
will
팀은
we will beat all the foreign teams.
제가 팬이에요.
we
또
could win against
팬이라서
any of the other
가장
teams.
만나지 않았으면 좋겠다 하는 해외팀.
솔직히
And
말하면 한국 팀이 가장 만나기 꺼려하고
오.
해외 팀은 다
the
만나고
team they
싶어요.
wanted, or Impact
그
wanted to
이유가
meet the most was CLG because he
일단
was a
한국
huge fan of
팀은
CLG,
같이
but
국내 리그도
that
많이 하고
unfortunately will not be
스페인도 많이
happening.
본 팀도 있으니까
And
좀
in terms of the teams he wants to avoid the most, he says, of
좀
course, it's
불리할
a
거라
Korean team
생각해가지고
because
해외
they,
팀은
we
그리고
know each
처음
other so
만나보잖아요.
much.
Of course.
저희랑 그래서 더 유리할 것 같아요.
네.
And then talking about other teams, he says, yeah, they're, the fact that other teams haven't faced us yet, I think that will actually work as an advantage to us because they don't know how to play against us. And so looking forward to see how that works out. It is very interesting. A lot of these teams, first time they'll be playing each other, especially the new teams in LCS also in the
그냥
West.
가봐야 알 것 같아요.
네.
Piglet also saying, I think we won't know how things work out until we're there.
게 아니잖아요. 아직
네.
한국에 있으니까요.
또 가봐야 얼마나 기쁜지 내가 롤드컵 대회
And
나왔다는
even in
것을
terms of
얼마나
how happy he
실감을
is,
할수
Piglet
있을
says,
것 같아요. 지금
I don't think
시간이
I'll
안
really
돼서 이런
feel it
말씀이시군요.
and take it in until I land in LA, and then I'll be like, wow, I'm so glad to be here. And perhaps, because he is still sitting in Yongsan, not much has changed around him yet, so we'll have to wait until next week.
Then he'll sleep for like 3 days.
그건 준비는 하지 않았고요.
네.
그냥 코르키를 많이 하시잖아요, 스코어
네.
선수가.
네.
근데 그 카운터가 케이틀린이에요. 그래서
네.
그냥 1경기 끝나고 코르키를 밴을 하면은 쉽게 이길 것 같아서 그냥 밴을 했는데 잘 먹힌 것 같고.
And talking about
근데 예전부터
the AD changes,
3일째 가는 원딜들이 좋았는데
Piglet says, of course, everyone knows that score plays
물타기가 된 것
well
같아서 좀
I wasn't too worried because I knew I could play Caitlyn
네,
against him if I needed to. And after seeing the first game, he said, if we ban it, I think we'll take care of that problem. It seems to have worked for us.
저는
And
외국 팀을 별로 안 좋아해서 그런 팀이 없어요.
the game worked out that way.
왜 안 좋아하시는데요?
네, 그냥
네.
외국 팀을 좋아해서 뭐예요? 그냥 한국 팀을 더 좋아해가지고 그냥 친분 쌓는
It's
거안
like,
봐요.
well, I don't really have any opinions
네,
on foreign teams because I don't
빅맥하군요.
really like
네,
foreign
알겠습니다.
teams.
뱅기 선수 오늘
And
부모님께서
when asked for his reason, he's like,
오셨는데요.
well, what's the point of
뱅기
liking
선수를
foreign
만나보도록
teams when
하죠.
I'm playing
먼저
and living in
부모님께
Korea? I'm just going to
오늘
like Korean
진출
teams
소감 한
more.
말씀 해주세요. 부모님께.
뭐 일단 처음에 프로게이머 하는 거 반대도 조금 하시고 그랬었는데
네, thank you.
결국에는
Talking about his
동의해 주셔서
parents.
감사하고
And you know, this has been recruited more and more. A lot of players now acknowledging and
감사해요.
speaking more with their parents.
Oh.
I think his,
말씀 좀
yeah,
많이-
there we go. His parents are here, and he says thank you. They
부모님이시고요.
argued a lot at the beginning, as is true with many of these
말씀
guys.
좀 많이 부렸는데
But
그거
as time went,
공부도
my
하라고 하면
parents got a little
안
bit
하고.
more interested. They tried to understand a bit more, but they still tell me
대신
that, like,
게임을
you should still
열심히
study.
해서 또
And
지금은 효도를
even
하고
before, they
있다고
always
생각을
yell at me for
하거든요,
studying,
저는.
but here I am, and I'm so
오늘
thankful they're
이제
here supporting me.
뱅기 선수
It's great to
There
see.
they are.
바위에 대해서 여쭙고 싶어요. 카카오 선수가 바위를 썼습니다, 오늘 이 경기 때.
네.
네, 그거 보고 어떤 생각 드셨어요?
뭐 일단 그 전에 바이 쓰는 걸 봐서 일단
Let's
당황하지
talk about
않았고
네,
Vi,
그
Kakao,
첫 경기에 바이를 써서 이기셨잖아요.
네.
그래서
I wasn't
마지막
too
판에는
surprised because we've seen it before.
바이에 자신감이 있으실 것 같아서 배냈어요.
And we,
그
he
바위로
won with it first
결승전을
game.
우승으로
And so at the end, we
이끌었다고
banned
해도
Vi
과언이
because we
아닌데
figured he had so much confidence with Vi. We didn't want to leave him in
뭐
that
물론
place.
기회가 되면
So we banned
쓰는데
him out.
네,
제 지금 주력 챔프가 바이인 것 같아서 바이는 자주 쓸 것 같아요.
네, 이제 롤드컵에
Talking about going forward, he
나가게
says,
됐습니다. 낮은
yeah,
소드와
if I'm given the chance, I would use Vi, and I actually think one of my
롤드컵에
strongest
나가게
champions at the
됐는데
moment is Vi. So
같이 가서
she's open.
힘도 되기도 하고
You may see me
문제도
playing a
되고
lot
할
of
것
Vi.
같아요. 어떠세요?
at Worlds.
일단 그거 연습 같이 했던 나딘 소드랑
네.
가서 좋기도 하면서 걱정도 돼요. 강한 팀이라서
그렇죠.
롤드컵
happy,
때 힘들 것 같아요.
you know,
네.
in a way, happy to be going
같이
with
가는
Najin
두
Sword
팀에게
because they
한마디
script
해주시고
a lot.
싶으신 분
They
없으세요?
practice together a lot, but at the same time, that does worry me a bit because
없어요?
we did practice a lot
페이커
together.
선수가 하시겠다고 합니다. 네.
일단
taking over the
제가
game.
생각하기로는
네.
그 세 팀이 정말 잘 나간 것 같아요.
Asking
왜냐하면
about
세 팀,
the
제가
Korean teams
생각하는
going from
한국
Korea.
베스트 세 팀이 그 세 팀이기 때문에 물론 저희 팀도 포함해서
네.
그 세 팀이기 때문에
I think the
정말
teams going right now
우리 세 명이서
are a good,
네.
good
세
representatives
팀이서
for Korea at Worlds. I think
안
we
만났으면
stand as the
좋겠고
strongest three
네.
teams, of course,
웬만하면
including
이번
us.
롤드컵에는
I figure wanted to
한국 팀이
emphasize that point.
우승했으면 좋겠어요.
But he
네.
said, I think we'll go and play very well. I think
진짜
we'll
이번
bring back good results
롤드컵에
for Korea.
한국팀 우승팀이
And I'm
나오기를
just happy with the
진심으로
situation.
기원을 합니다. 이제 3일 후면은 비행기를 타는데요. 한국 팬들에게
Leaving
롤드컵 각오
in
한 말씀
3
해주세요.
days. Get on a plane off to LA. the big stage.
이번에 저희 팀이 그 한국에 있는 모든 팀을 대표해서
네.
세 팀 중 한 팀인데 그렇게 나가는 거잖아요.
We are
그렇기
one of the
때문에 정말
representatives of all the Korean
최선을
teams
다해서
out of the
꼭
three that are
우승하도록
growing.
하겠습니다.
So
네,
we will go and make
다시
sure
한번
we win
축하드리고요.
the World
롤드컵에서
Championship.
좋은 모습
We'll bring it back to Korea.
기대하겠습니다.
That's Faker's last words. Or perhaps almost last words.
Wow, that's really morbid, Joe.
Actually, that-
What are you going to do to Faker? I'm really worried about this now.
You know, I was going to qualify that with today, but that's it for the interview. Back to Mario.
Well, thank you for that. Great translating, except for the end when you threatened Faker.
Well,
Good job.
He's actually, Chobra's actually an assassin hired by the rest of the
I
teams
guess
going
so.
to Worlds.
He is from America, isn't he? I don't know. Well, that's that, guys. Now we know. SK Telecom heading to the World Championships here. Or not here, I guess in LA, but here is in the colloquial here because I'm from the Midwest, so there you go. But what a great series. I mean, SK Telecom really coming in, and I feel like they proved that they deserve to go. You know, they made the plays. They did what they needed to do. Yeah, KT may have been a bit fatigued, but in the end, I think the better team is going.
I agree, and I extra agree with you because we saw that SK Telecom was using a bunch of the strategies that the KT Bullets had been attempting to use earlier in the series against them. So they look more well-rounded here tonight, and you can't deny their playmaking power either. So they are going to be a force to be reckoned with at the World Championship, that's for sure.
Indeed. Well, thanks for watching so much, guys. We'll see you when we see you. It was great casting this now. Make sure you get pumped up for the World Championships. It is going to be an amazing tournament. So, once again, from Seoul, South Korea, I'm Doa. That's Monte Cristo. This was the gauntlet. SK Telecom coming out on top. In the end, Faker's coming to LA. Look out, guys. I guess we got a little bit more wrap-up time than I thought. So, you know what?
Well, thanks. I would like to thank our viewers.
The fans, yeah.
Thanks for watching OGN this year, guys.
Year.
It's been a great season 3 here in Korea. World Championships is going to be super exciting.
Yep, later on this year we've still got the WCG qualifiers. We've got Champions Winter, which will be starting at some point. So still a lot more great League of Legends yet, but this is kind of the end of the Season 3 tournament season for OGN. So, yeah, thanks to our staff here for doing such an awesome job every week. They do so much behind the scenes that you guys never get to see. And that's it. Again, thanks to you guys. Had a great time. Enjoy the World Championships, and we'll see you next time.
Seems the only truth I know. This will